If you want your gun to be as accurate as possible and as reliable as possible for as long as possible, you have to learn how to keep it cleaned. You have to know how to properly maintain your firearm so that it stays reliable, so that it stays consistent. It'll work the same way every time. If you want a gun that you can ultimately hand down to your children or grandchildren, you have to learn how to maintain them very well. How often do you need to clean your gun? When do you need to clean it? When is it actually dirty enough to clean? It depends on the firearm, it depends on the use you've had for it, it depends on what kind of ammunition you shot through it. It depends. But I'll lay it all out simple for you here. I'm Jordy Buck, and this is Michigan Sharpshooters, helping you become well regulated so together we can preserve our freedoms. So there's two different types of cleaning you have to do for your firearm. Number one is it's dirty from general use. You went and shot some ammo down at the range, had a great time target shooting. Well, now the gun's full of carbon buildup from the powder residues, and you have metal residue in the barrel from the bullets. You got to clean it out. That's your standard cleaning. If you go to the range fairly often, that may be the only cleaning you have to do with your gun. You do your standard, cleaning out the barrel, just getting that puppy clean, wiping out the insides, cleaning down the slide if you have a slide. Got my Glock 44 here. I'm starting to like that thing. You have to clean out shooting residue, which is your powder residues, and your metal residue that gets in the barrel. You get metal in the barrel and powder residue that gets all throughout the gun. You have to clean that out every now and then to keep it reliable. If you shoot regularly, clean it every time you come home and you'll never have an issue at all. If you don't shoot regularly, you have another issue. You've got to clean out just old oil now and then. Something like this. I don't shoot this Rough Rider all that often. And there's a lot of small and intricate parts to it. Now, to keep it in storage, I have to oil it fairly heavily. And then it stays in storage. It could be in storage for a few months. Some people, sometimes you'll have a gun in storage for maybe a year or two or several years before you get it out and use it. If that's the case, if it's been a while, first thing you have to do is clean it. If your gun's been in storage, at any type of long-term storage, the first thing you have to do is clean it. You have to clean out the old oil and any dust that happened to accumulate in it. I mean, if your gun's in a safe, it's probably not going to get any dust in there. But if it's something like up here, my gun's up on my rack, those are getting just regular household dust, and I have to periodically take them down and clean the dust out. So if it's something like my Rough Rider, you don't shoot it a lot, I take any gun that I haven't been using. If it's just been in storage, I usually clean them out every 6 months or so if I'm not using them. If it's sitting out like this, like these are, I'm going to take a look at it at least once a month and just wipe it down. If it's starting to get dusty, take a look in the action. If it's getting dust in there, clean it out well. Something like my Glock 20, this is my everyday carry gun. This is a whole different animal. Because I carry this daily. I work in a construction site. We get a lot of dirt and dust and junk that it really collects in the gun. I have to clean this thing out about once a week to keep it optimal. Even just for daily carry for anyone, you're carrying it close to your body, you're getting perspiration. If you carry it right against your skin, that's a little cold. If it's right against your skin, you're going to get a lot more perspiration, and that's not good. That'll ultimately cause your firearm to rust somewhere. That's really why you need to clean out carry guns more often. Generally, it's more the rust factor. For me, I get crazy amounts of dust all in and around my pistol. This thing, my goodness, this magazine, just the exposed portion of the magazine is full of dust right now. I have to clean that out once a week. So, if you notice your gun is dusty or dirty, just by looking at it, stop and clean it out. I recommend everybody clean their carry gun once a week just so you can keep an eye on it. In fact, I started carrying this one once a week because I found out at one point that it was rusting inside. And I was cleaning it maybe once a month. I found, actually, I had a dream that I was walking through a post-apocalyptic world. A guy pulled a gun on me, and I had to get my Glock out, but it wouldn't fire. It wouldn't fire. I couldn't get it to rack back and fire and cycle. Luckily, in my dream, I got to run away because the other guy's gun didn't work either. But actually, because of that dream, I went and checked out my pistol the next day just to go and clean it, pulled it back, and the slide stayed back. What the heck? Seriously. So I took it apart. There was just a little bit of rust on that little metal piece right there. Not even all that much, but it was enough rust that my Glock, even with it's got a fairly heavy spring on it, it wasn't coming back into battery. Had to clean it out. Since then, I clean my gun, my carry gun, once a week because it is not going to get away from me again. That's cold. So if you have been out shooting at the range with your guns, go ahead and clean them. It's great to. Generally people at the shooting range shoot a box or two of ammo, which is usually something like 50 to 100 rounds minimum. After that, it's probably a good idea to clean it. Most guns don't need to be cleaned until they've had a few hundred rounds through them. At that point, some of your more tight-fitting guns will start to jam up and muck up, cycle slowly, and just not fire that great. Be a little less reliable cycling in and out ammunition. Some guns, like my Glock, it can be dirty as all get out and still function well generally, except for apparently a little rust, by the way. I know people who have said that they never clean their firearms. Well, that's crap. Just that's so stupid. Okay, with some of the AKs and even some of the newer ARs, they're so reliable that you don't even have to clean them to keep them that reliable all the time. But even just to keep them accurate and to give them a longevity, the parts last twice as long if you keep them cleaned and well oiled. Pick up your gun, you notice that it's, well, like this one here, which probably is about due for cleaning. Just pick it up and move the action back and forth. If you hear that it's got some grit in there, it's getting dirty, it's time to clean it. If it looks dirty, it is dirty. If it sounds dirty, it is dirty. Keep them clean, and it's fine to err on the side of caution and clean it a little extra often. Clean guns work longer, more accurately, more consistently every time. Keep your guns clean. Thanks for watching Michigan Sharpshooters. I hope this video was informative for you. If you got something useful out of this video, I'd appreciate it if you went over and clicked the like button. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye now.